Hello Aquarius, and welcome to your August 2024 reading. Thank you for joining me. I hope all is well in your world today. I do apologise for being so late with this reading. There's been so much going on. I've had so much life stuff getting in the way over this last month, but I do apologise. Thank you for being patient. So I've got these Ganesha cards here, these Whispers of Lord Ganesha. They're really lovely. The artwork's beautiful. They're by Angela Hartfield. And I'm going to use them to find your general theme, Aquarius, for this month. So let's have a little look and see what this month has got in store and what subjects for you. So don't forget, these general readings, I can't possibly do them sort of personalised for everybody. So, you just take what you need from them, what resonates with you, and leave behind what doesn't. I like to think that you come to the reading with a subject in mind, something that's on your mind at the moment, and then you apply what I'm saying to that. So hopefully you will get something useful out of the reading. Okay, so we have got wholeness, cultivation and positive outlook. Really interesting because lots of people have had the positive outlook card this month. So for you this month, I think this reading is all about you cultivating that positive way of being, that and maybe bringing yourself back to wholeness by maybe connecting your mind and your intuition and bringing them both back together so that you're coming from a really good place, that you're able to move through life, move through the month in a really good way, because you're deeply connected to your intuition and you're using your head as well. So it's going to be really beneficial from you and allowing you to come from that place, that positive place. So let us look at what's been going on in your recent past then, Aquarius. Shocking shuffling as usual. Don't forget, if you like what you hear, if you'd like to hear more from me, please like and subscribe, because it just helps the algorithm helps me to find you next time, and so that you can see next time's reading. Okay, we have the Four of Swords, we have the Moon, and we have the King of Pentacles. So in your recent past, I sense that you have maybe been, I want to say that you have been stuck a little bit. Maybe in this quite yin energy of feeling quite overwhelmed and quite within, sort of living within yourself rather than being extroverted and, yang energy action and moving on and moving forward with in a dynamic way. I think you've been more working or looking within a little bit more, and maybe you've been maybe working on yourself and sort of doing a little bit of shadow work, examining the darker sides or the shadow sides of your personality and the things maybe that have been holding you back. But I think that definitely you've been spending some time looking within and in this quiet yin style. We've got the King of Pentacles here, and he feels quite disconnected from the other cards. So I'm just going to find a few clarifying cards to help me understand why he's here. I'll have another 3 for Aquarius. Oops, now I've thrown them all over the place. Too many to take. Apologies. I will give it another little shuffle. My shuffling is notoriously terrible. If you've been here before, you'll realise that I quite often fling cards left, right and centre. Right, let's have 3 cards. We've got the Emperor, we've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Four of Pentacles. Okay. So I feel like, actually, and I've said this in a reading before today, I feel like the King of Pentacles is actually about matching energy for some reason. He's sat there, he's really, again, he's in a yin pose, he's sat there quite still. He's got his eyes closed. He almost looks like he's meditating. And I actually think that he is just in that place. You know, he's the richest king in the pack. I'll just show you him there if you can. Oh, no. No, we're not finding any focus today. Sorry about that. Anyway, he's sat there on his throne. He's got his eyes closed. He's got his hand on a pentacle, and he's very still. He's got his foot up on a statue there in sort of a power pose, and he's really confident, and he's really peaceful. And I think this is about you matching your energy with him, finding this quiet, peaceful way of being, but yet this is quite interesting because I'm feeling sort of the duality of the energy here, because I'm just looking at the moon and we've got two pillars in the background, two towers in the background. We've got the High Priestess, she's got the two pillars in her picture, the sense of duality as well. And so I think in your recent past, you've had to really embrace this strength, this yang energy, this male energy with this female energy, and you've needed to really find some balance with that, and you've needed both sides of it for whatever it is that you've been dealing with in your recent past. We've got the Emperor, which is really strong male energy. We've got the High Priestess, which is really strong female energy, but she's also got that sense of duality. She is very in touch with her mind, with her intuition at the same time. And I think that is what has been happening in your recent past. You've really had to pull both sides out of the bag and be strong yet soft with your approach in how you have been coping with whatever has been happening in the recent past. And again, I think it's that matching the energy of whatever you've needed to on that particular day. And that can be quite exhausting, can't it? Sort of having to flip from one to another. You know, I look at it as like maybe a single parent who's, you know, doing the job of a mother and father. You know, you could be of either sex, but you're having to have that masculinity of a father role model, and also the softness of being a mother. So it's like really juggling both of those attributes in order to get the job done and to succeed in the role of being a parent. And I think that is what has been happening for you in the recent past. You've been juggling those two things, and I think, like I say, it's been quite exhausting. And also it's I feel like maybe you've been a little bit in survival mode with it. And I think the Four of Pentacles is all about letting go and not holding on to things too tightly. And I actually think that's what you know, it's sort of a nod to you that you know you need to maybe let go a little bit and drag yourself out of that survival instinct of, you know, of being everything to everybody. Maybe that's what you've been looking at in your shadow work, and what you've been meditating on, and what you've needed to, you know, you've been looking at a little bit closely. Now let us find some energy for your current energy, Aquarius. I'm throwing cards again, apologies. Let's sort of look a little bit deeper into what's going on at the moment. Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords, the Hermit. Sorry, I've just clocked the wholeness card here. And harping back to your recent past energy, where we've got the Emperor and the High Priestess. And that is sort of the wholeness, isn't it? We're not meant to be all yin. We're not meant to be all yang. We're meant to have the wholeness of balancing one and the other. You know, it's to move forward in life, we don't need to be too soft, we don't need to be too hard, we need to find somewhere in the middle. So maybe that is what the wholeness is speaking about. Maybe you've had to draw on every single part of your being in the recent past to, deal with a situation or maybe that's how you've been existing for, a long time. You've been, in that role of masculine and feminine. But maybe it's time to soften the edges a little bit and bring yourself into a softer, more whole version of that energy, rather than being too hard, too soft. You're softening the edges and you're blending a little bit into one whole complete being. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune in your current energy, and we've got the King of Swords and the Hermit. I've just pulled the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So the Wheel of Fortune speaks of the wheel moving, things changing, because, situations don't stay forever. Life's rolling on constantly. And so as much as things feel like they may have been quite static over the last year or so, or a couple of years for you, things are starting to change. And whether for good or bad, the wheel of change, the Wheel of Fortune moves. But I think in this case, it is for the positive, because we've got the Six of Swords, which is moving into calmer waters, into smoother, less choppy waters. So we've also got the King of Swords, and he is very knowledgeable, he's very analytical, he's got very clear thinking, and I think, this is you at the moment, or this is the energy that you need to embody. You need to find some clarity on where the wheel is going to take you. A cultivation, maybe cultivate that clarity, getting all the information that you need so that you really know where you want to go and how you're going to get there. We've got the Hermit, and the Hermit, he goes up his mountain. He's got his lantern there shining the light, and hermits go and live in a cave somewhere, don't they? They live in a cage up a mountain, and they work on their inner self. And I think that's what you've been doing in the past. You have worked on your inner self. You have looked at all the shadow sides of your personality. You've been really aware of, paying attention to how you are and how you can improve you, and really look closely at your inner world. But the Hermit's here now to tell you, I think, that work is done. It's now time for you to shine your light and to share your wisdom, the things that you've learned, with others. It's time to come down the mountain and shine your light, as I've just said, and share your knowledge, your wisdom, all the things that you have figured out for yourself, to share them with other people so that you can be helpful to other people. We've got the Knight of Wands, of Pentacles even, and he is the only knight that's not moving. He's quite still, and I think he can be a card for me of reflection, of really figuring out. And again, this can tie up with the King of Swords. Obviously, he's finding clarity. And I think the knight here is just to say to not rush into something too quickly, not to rush the process, not to rush or try and force the wheel to move. Just take your time. Things will figure out, because we've also got the Knight of Swords here, and he is the rushing knight. He is, flying forward with his sword in the air, with his cape flapping behind him. He's not really given things a second thought, and I think the Knight of Pentacles is here to balance him off. So maybe you do need to, think, because the Knight of Swords is all about mental things, about thinking. So maybe you do need to think about where you're going to go, and you need to actually, do that with I don't want to say a matter of urgency, but you need to, actually put some thought into that, but not act too quickly. So, but whatever, you are heading towards calmer waters. So let us find a few cards for the future energy, your future energy, Aquarius. Oh, I've managed not to drop any. We've got the Four of Swords. No, the Four of Wands. We have the Nine of Cups. And we have the Page of Swords. Clarifying, we've got the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Well, all's looking nice and rosy in the garden for you in the future, Aquarius. We've got the Four of Wands, which can be the card of marriage. It can be the card of celebration. It can be the card of building something, something stable and something secure. So if that could be a family, it could be a business, it could be love, but it's all about creating stability, creating a good foundation from which to move onwards from. We have the Nine of Cups, which is the card of being really pleased with what you've got, with the work that you've done already. But it can also be the card of the wish card, the card of hopes and dreams. So he can, be thinking that he's really happy because he's working towards his hopes and dreams. He's not quite there yet, but he's on his way to the 10. The 10 of Cups is the 9. So what's next for him is the 10. And we do actually have the 10 of Cups here. So, you are heading in the right direction. This positive outlook that you've hopefully been adopting over the month of August is really helping you to move towards your 10 of Cups, whatever that is for you, whether that's a stability in a family, in a business, in love, whatever that is for you. But we've got the Six of Pentacles here, and that he's here to remind us that the flow, being open to the flow of life is really important. Being open to giving, to receiving, is really, really important. Things have got to be in balance, and for things to flow nicely and things to flow easily, we need to not give too much of ourselves or too much of something to others. We need to be open to receiving as well. We need to, not take all the time, or give all the time. And we just need to let that energy of life flow through us, and things will go the way that we want to, because we're open to the energies moving through us. We've got the Six of Cups, and that is all about nostalgia, about looking back to the way things were, maybe feeling nostalgic about childhood, or even it can be just having that childlike look on life, that childlike outlook on life. And maybe that is what's coming for you after all the seriousness of all the work that you've been doing on your inner world. Maybe this is the tarot's way of saying, right now, you need to lighten up. You're heading towards your destinies. You're building the foundations for the life that you want. You need to approach it with a childlike sense of wonder. We've got the Page of Swords, and he can bring in a good idea, or he can also bring in clarity. But in this case, I think it may be a good idea, an idea for how you can quickly move towards this 10 of Cups moment, this place, this gift, no, not gift, this wish, this dream, and the place that, of wonder that maybe we're all sort of heading towards. And it's a constant, it's a constant journey. We're always working towards this 10 of Cups moment. So, you know, be open to receiving ideas, be open to listening to your intuition or noticing what people around you are saying, and it may well give you a really good idea on how to move forward. So, it's all looking good for you, Aquarius. I think, you know, in your future energy is all about being a little bit more light-hearted, embracing, you know, your inner child, and just moving through the journey with, you know, being open to the flow of life, and, you know, you're going to end up in your 10 of Cups place. So let's find 3 cards for the general theme, general energy of this month for you, Aquarius. The 2 of Swords, the Strength card, and the 7 of Pentacles. So the 2 of Swords is all about making choices, not procrastinating, not umming and ahhing, and not, you know, making a choice, because when we don't make a choice, then things stay stagnant. The wheel of change, the wheel of fortune doesn't move because we've not made the choices. So I think this needs to come way back in your current energy or your past energy. So hopefully you've already made your choices, and if you've not, then this is a nudge that you need to make the choice in order to help that wheel of fortune, the momentum of the wheel of fortune move round. Stop procrastinating and make a choice. Strength is all about mustering your inner strength, about, you know, knowing that and feeling confident that you have got that inner strength. You have done all the work, you've done lots of inner work, and you've really, you know, got a lot of self-awareness going on with yourself, but you are strong and you have got the strength that you need to take you onwards into this next phase of life. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and here's all about weighing up whether the work that you put in, the time and effort that you've put into something, is actually worth what you've actually got out of it. So I think that's something we all need to do on a constant level, isn't it? You know, it's just to constantly reassess. And also that can be the Knight of Pentacles as well. He for me is a card of reassessing, and, you know, of not rushing into things, and of just really weighing up the situation. And I think that's what the 7 of Pentacles is for you. So, you know, throughout this journey that you're going to go through, or you are going through this month, don't be afraid to reassess, slightly divert your journey if necessary, because, you know, that's absolutely fine. You know, life is a journey, not a destination, and all that. And so, you know, sometimes we need to tweak the route to get to where we want to end up. So hopefully that has been helpful, Aquarius. I'd love to know if it resonates. Please comment down below if it does. And I hope to see you next month. Have a fabulous month.